So, after getting this new job, I was by myself. I was living in a smaller. I lived. Yeah, I was living in a smaller apartment, and during my marriage, I was most of the time because he worked so much. I was by myself, so I was watching too many TV. It was all interesting shows and many of movies, but it was not making me good because I was feeling that I was too passive and I had to do something. So that's when I start looking for learning more English, and I had the idea of start talking by myself, writing email with my friend in English, and start thinking more in English, which eventually occurred. And after start working in the Japanese chamber, I start meeting different people, and after being there for 3 years, a friend of mine, she told me, why don't you I read an article that was presenting the best three uh, online matching site. Why don't you try it? And I said, yeah, okay. The three of them were overseas. None of them was in Brazil, but that was okay because I thought it would be good to practice my English. So I checked three of them, and I stick with one because I like that the most. This name of the site was OkCupid, and one of the things that I did a lot on during my days, because after 2009, after I got divorced, I just abandoned. I gave up. I donate my TV, so I didn't have any TV in my little apartment, and so I had to keep up with doing something after work, right? So what I did a lot besides reading, I just kept answering the surveys on this OkCupid site, and I answered almost 400 questions, and I received two or three gentlemen that sent me emails, and I started talking a little bit with them, but then it didn't go well. And then I got Andy. He is from Australia, and we start chatting on that using the Skype, and but we felt connected, but it was not a romantic connection at my part. And then I had this message from Todd, and he said, "Wow, we have 96%. How great it is to love life." And I look at him because I had a commitment of replying to all the messages that I received. And I look at that message, so short. It was only 10 words. And I said, my goodness, what am I going to answer to this message? So I went to his profile, and I looked at his profile, and it was saying that he was in construction business. But I looked at his picture, and I said, whoa, that's not going to happen neither, because he was a big guy, showing a big tattoo here, a big tattoo here, and a bandana. And I was, I was, frankly, I told him later, I was afraid of him. But then I saw he sent me a picture of him with his two grandkids. And I said, oh, that's cute. So I saw, okay, he's not a bad guy. Because, yeah, he cannot be a bad guy. So I just wrote him, okay, yeah, I see that you are in that construction business. Building things is something very nice. I bet you are very good building relationships as well, because you are in the building business, construction business. So, and then from that, he answered me right away, and then we start messaging back and forth every single day. And after a week or so, I asked him if he would like to chat using the Skype, just like I was doing with Andy. And he said, yeah, I don't know nothing about Skype. He didn't know Skype, but he asked his daughter, and he downloaded it to his computer, and we start chatting on the Skype. And then uh, 1 month, no, 2 months later, he was visiting me in Brazil. And he stayed there for 3 months, and then we had a great time together. And then he came back to the US, and then we got married, and then we start the process of immigration to have me approved to come live with him here. We got married in Brazil. He flew back into Brazil. We got married there, and then we start the paperwork. It is a ton of paperwork to do. Um, and I asked him, well, why don't we use a lawyer? And he says, no. And he made a little research. And it is so expensive. It costs almost $2,000 just for the lawyer. And the fees for everything, for the immigration, costs another 1,000 almost. And then I have to translate by a certified translator, official person, to do all the translation of my documents, birth certificate, marriage certificate, divorce certificate, marriage certificate again, and another many other documents as well. And that costs them a lot also. So he said, no, we can do that by ourselves. And I said, okay. So we did that, and it is very reading. You have to read carefully what they send to you, and then you got anxious. And every day I was going to the site and see if there was something different or new. Nothing new. Your application is still is being processed. Every day the same thing. And then we always talked because I was in Brazil and he was here in America. And we talked on the Skype every single day. And my mom looked at me and said, wow, I don't know how you guys, what do you guys have to say so much every single day? And I said, well, he likes to talk, I like to talk, and we just have things to talk about. We talked about our dreams, what we were gonna do once we get together, and what we liked, what we don't. Well, we talked about many things, and one of that our record was talking on the Skype non-stop for 17 hours. That was a long night, but it was so good. Oh my goodness. I don't miss those days because it was too the anxiety was too big. But eventually, after 18 months, we got approved, and I finally came here to live with him here in America. And then after 4 years, he had a little health issue going on, which I knew, and he got a bacteria, and it was hard to get rid of that bacteria on his colon, and I was it was very frequent that I was taking him to that hospital, but every time we went there to that ER, he went to that regular room, and then after 3 days, 4 days, the max was 5 days, I think. He was always coming back. And last year on May 11th, he went to he was not feeling well already in that during the week. On that weekend, we went to that to the hospital, and he was sent to the he was at the ER, and from the ER he was sent to the ICU, which was the first time. And then, but I always kept my positive thinking, and I always thought that it would be the same. He would come back with me. And he stayed on that ICU, and all the doctors, they talked with me, and they said, your husband is very ill. And I said, yes, I know. And they repeated again, your husband is very ill, and it might be very difficult for him to recover. He might not. And then I look at the puzzle to that doctor, because he was trying to tell me that my husband could die at any moment. And I was not getting it. It was coming here and then bouncing. And I look at him and I said, no, he's gonna be just fine. He will be he has a very strong will, and he's strong. He will be good. And then they sent him to because they were doing because of this bacteria, they are going to try to do a different treatment, and this treatment had only in Rochester in Minnesota. So I said, okay, so they sent him through helicopter to this facility, and we drove to there, and we we were waiting for him, and then he stayed there for 15 days, and but every day he was doing something, he was having a little improvement, but the doctors, they still kept telling me, your husband is very ill. And I look at them, yes, I know. But they didn't say it, but they were trying to almost saying, your husband is gonna die. And I didn't want to believe that. And he was doing little improvements every day, so I was very happy with that, and I was very positive, and I was sure that he was going to coming back with me. But at the same time, because he was not talking, he was unconscious, and we at the end, we were trying to, the doctors and we were trying to have him having to wake up, to have some reaction about his if he were listening to us. We were asking him to wiggle his toes or move his hands or do something showing that he was listening to us. And the night before, I remember that he wiggled his toes, and everybody was very happy with that. And he was also start doing his own urine, which 10 days before that he was not. He was using an old machine to do that. So I was very happy with that too. And because he was in that state of unconsciousness, I was hoping that he was going to come back with me. But at the same time, every day I was telling him, if you have to go, don't worry about myself. Don't worry about me, because I'm gonna be fine. And if you have to go, you can go. Don't stay here. Just go. Don't worry about me here. I will be fine. So I was doing that while I was hoping that he was coming back with him. And I'll keep the next part on the next video. Thank you.